Pokemon Alpha Sapphire marks the end of Gen 6, and if we finish Deathless, concludes a perfect generation of play from me. I'm hoping for the best as we quickly get things underway. Once the preamble is dealt with, we catch Damien the Zigzagoon as our de facto starter. Coming in at a beefy level 2, Damien trains a bit before we head to Route 102 and add Kappa the Lotad to the team. Wally is helped, we gain access to Super Training, and then we move on to Route 104, catching Maverick the Tailo. The new additions make use of Super Training before we continue to progress, eventually entering the Petalburg Woods. Lazy Kong the Slackoth is added to the squad before we get into our first scrap with Team Aqua, easily handled by Maverick. As we reach Rustboro and prep for our first gym battle, we actually manage not to kill our Route 116 Skitty encounter, adding Callie to the team. Kappa evolves into Lombre just in time to get our battle started. Bubble drops Geodude down to its last HP, and then Absorb offsets the damage we took in KOs. Since we used X-Nav to catch him, Kappa knows and uses Teeter Dance to confuse Nosepass. He then whittles away at Nosepass with Absorb and soundly knocks it out for the win. Damien engages the Aqua Grunt's Poochyena and comes out on top to rescue Pico shortly afterwards. After hitching a ride to Dewford, we grab the Old Rod and add Menno the Tentacool to the team. Maverick then takes charge as we rush the gym trainers and get set to challenge Brawly. Maverick keeps the pressure up and uses Wing Attack to Okoma Chop and Makuhita for another handy win. Working our way over to Slateport City next, Maverick continues to oversee the team's growth. He might as well have fun now because there's no way he's battling Watson. Before heading to the Slateport Museum, I make a quick stop on Route 110, catching and adding Hype Man the Plusle to the team. We already know what this little guy is capable of thanks to his brother's performance last time. Hype Man shows us what's up right away as he takes the lead in our next battle with Team Aqua. He packs the first Grunt up with a crit Spark on Carvanha, and then takes Zubat out before Damien enters and finishes Grunt number 2 off. Archie's introduction plays out in similar fashion to Maxie's, and the road to Mauville is open to us. Right before we challenge May, Lazy Kong evolves into Vigoroth. He takes point as we get the battle started, eager to show off his newfound power. Bulk up into Rock Tomb as an Oko on Slugma. Slash 2-hit KOs Wailmer, and then Grovyle, with a Slack off in between to keep healthy. Wally doesn't fare much better, with Ralts going down to a single slash. Training kicks off and rewards the team with Damien's evolution to Linoon. Our team composition is actually looking a bit dicey as we start our battle with Watson. Damien starts things off for us by taking Magnemite out, using a Cherry Berry to shed Paralysis. Voltorb uses Charge in vain as Headbutt 2-hit KOs, leaving the ace Magneton. Mudsport gets some actual use for the first time in its 20 plus years of existence, weakening Magneton's Volt Switch. Supersonic connects, so I pivot into Hype Man, intent on repeating Martin's success from last time. Electro Ball is not cutting it, and we're confused, so I pivot into Kappa instead. Teeter Dance confuses and Bubble does massive damage thanks to a crit. Volt Switch takes too much out of Kappa though, so I send Damien back in, only for him to also get crit by Volt Switch. We reapply Mudsport and Magneton is healed. Thanks to Watson's commitment to the inaccurate Supersonic, Damien is able to chip Magneton back down with Rock Smash and ultimately secure us the win. Maverick evolves into Swellow as a result of our win here, powering up just in time to see us safely to Fall Harbor Town. As the team continues to power up, we finally kick Callie to the curb and add Cutlass the Seviper to the team from Route 114. Our first major showdown with Team Aqua begins in Meteor Falls as we battle Shelly alongside May. I hope whoever redesigned Shelly got a raise, cause damn! While I'm busy ogling at Shelly, Lazy Kong gets curb stomped by Mightyena and Grimer. Thankfully I lock in and avoid a needless death as Damien takes over and wins us the battle. Following Shelly to Mount Chimney afterwards leads to another battle. I lock in right away this time, and get Cutlass to lead. A crit dig Oko's Grimer, and Venoshock Oko's Carvanha for the win. Cutlass builds on her momentum by leading in battle against Archie next. Venoshock and Poison Tail take Mightyena out as we're hit with Swagger. Poison Tail Oko Sharpedo next thanks to the boost we were given, and does a decent chunk to Golbat before Hype Man finishes it off. We keep our training brief and then get into battle with Flannery next. Kappa overwhelms her fire types with ease, using Bubble Beam to Oko Slugma, Torkoal, and Numel to win us the battle. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy, but I won't complain about it following the scare we had with Watson. Instead of rushing straight into training and a battle with Norman, I head into the desert and pick up the Root Fossil. Karis the Armaldo had his fun back in Gen 3, now it's Krynoid the Lileep's turn. Now we train and get ready to battle Norman. Our newest addition is crucial for our plan's success here, as he applies Toxic to the lead Slacking. Lazy Kong then enters and starts to set up with Bulk Up. Slacking uses Encore, which locks us into the move, but I don't mind that one bit. Not even a beast as powerful as Slacking can deal much damage with our defense boosted to the Stratosphere, and Secret Power takes the lead out once we're ready. Secret Power Oko's Vigoroth next and paralyzes the final Slacking. Its boosted Retaliate doesn't do as much as it should thanks to Bulk Up, and we finish it off for the win. This time, Latios reaches out to Steven and I and takes us to the southern island to defend its counterpart. Matt's even more roided out than Archie is in the remakes, but his Pokemon doesn't stand a chance against Cutlass and Metang. With Glider, the Latias, and the Mega Bracelet acquired, the team moves on to the Weather Institute. Just like Tabitha did last time, Shelly sees the insanity in her leader's plans after analyzing the data. Still, she challenges us to a battle. Kappa trades with Sharpedo, using Absorb to come out on top and sending Shelly packing to Mount Pyre. Right before reaching Fortree City, our next battle with May is on. Kappa enjoys the lead position again, taking Slugmile with ease. Even though his moves are resisted, Kappa manages a 2-hit KO and then Oko's Wailmer for the win. After training, Winona is up for battle. Hype Man is hoping to live up to his name as he starts the battle with an Oko on Swellow. Knowing I trained him to tank a non-crit Earthquake, Hype Man trades with Discharge and then Bolt switches over to Maverick. He hits Altaria hard and outpaces its Roost spam to get the KO. The defensive Skarmory is sent out next, so I break its Sturdy ability down before sending Lazy Kong out. Rock Tomb chips away at and slows Skarmory down, but it starts blinding us with Sand Attack. It isn't a good matchup, but I send Kappa in and he cleans up with Surf. Winona's Pelipper is frozen by Kappa's Tri-Attack, thaws instantly, and hits us hard with Aerial Ace, forcing Cutlass to make the save. That was a messy battle. I should have never kept Hype Man in on Altaria. I wasn't punished for it though, so I don't think the lesson will stick. Kappa is overdue for an evolution at this point, so we hit up Super Training. By clearing some of the secret courses, we can receive a Water Stone. Kappa uses our prize to finally evolve into Ludicolo. The evolutions continue as we head to Mount Pyre next, and Lazy Kong evolves into Slacking. Archie takes his leave with the Blue Orb, leaving Matt behind to battle us. Sharpedo is destroyed by Hype Man's Discharge, freeing us up to claim the Red Orb and follow Team Aqua to Slateport and then their base. Before storming the base, though, we challenge May. Hype Man Oko Swellow and Wailord, and Bolt switches to Cutlass when Magcargo is sent out. Dig finishes the job and Poison Jab Oko Sceptile for a resounding final victory against our Hoenn rival. The team effortlessly speeds through the Aqua hideout, catching a glimpse of the Sharpedo-themed submarine before battling Matt again. Hype Man replicates his Mount Pyre performance and Oko's the Shark, and Archie heads to the Seafloor Cavern. We work towards our Moss-Deep Gym battle in the meantime. Crinoid evolves into Cradily before we challenge the twins. Our victory isn't as dominating as it was in Omega Ruby, but Kappa and Cutlass do a phenomenal job anyway. Crunch and Grassknot connect on both Lunatone and Solrock to KO without any damage taken as we hit the climax of our story. Archie is looking to add us to his list of victims beside Maxie as he challenges us to a battle. Hype Man makes short work of Mightyena to start, Bolt switching to Lazy Kong in the process. Muck gets Oko'd by Earthquake immediately, and Crinoid takes point to trade with Crobat, coming out on top with health to spare. Archie Sharpedo Mega evolves, but a Quick Claw hastened Giga Drain knocks it flat. Coming in as the voice of reason to no avail, Shelly is forced to watch alongside us as Kyogre is awoken and heads to Sootopolis, leaving a flood in its wake. The Aqua Suit and Red Orb keep us safe as we hitch a ride on Kyogre's back to the depths and chuck a Master Ball. Hype Man gets our battle with Wallace started right after. Bolt switch Oko's Loftus and gets Kappa in to deal with Milotic, using Fake Out and Grass Knot to KO. Celio, Whiscash, and Seeking are then taken out by Grass Knot next for the cleanest win against Wallace to date. The gang has powered up a great deal as we approach Wally at the end of Victory Road, getting ready to battle him. Kappa opens with an Ice Beam Oko on Altaria and Roselia, then uses Surf and Waterfall to take Magneton out. I pivot to Maverick as Delcatty is sent out and Oko with Fly. Gallade Mega evolves and uses Swords Dance, but Maverick's super effective Fly is too much for the ace and he goes down. Once our final preparations are made, the final Elite Four run of Gen 6 and Hoenn begins. I start the battle by having Hype Man take Mightyena's Intimidate and then Bolt switch to Cutlass. I know Mightyena will use Swagger here, so Cutlass immediately sheds Confusion with a Person Berry, and then gets the clean sweep with a +2 X Scissor. Now that was a hype play. Hype Man is in the pole position again as we challenge Phoebe. I use Nasty Plot and get the KO with Volt Switch as we're cursed. Maverick enters the battle and uses a Guts boosted Fly to Oko Sableye. Krynoid takes to the field to try and outstall the bulky Dusknoir, but can't make much headway thanks to Ice Punch freezing him. Hype Man reapplies the damage that was undone by healing, but it's Kappa that enters to finally finish Dusknoir off. Bayonet number 1 is taken out by Kappa's Surf as well, and Cutlass defeats Bayonet number 2 for the win. Glacia gets her Glalie to set up Light Screen and Hail as Hype Man uses Nasty Plot to start. Baton Pass sends the boost to Kappa as Glalie is healed. Thanks to his Swift Swim ability, Rain Dance cranks Kappa's speed up just in time for the Light Screen to fall. Surf is now able to Oko Glalie and both the Frost Slash. Grass Knot Oko's Wall Rain, and one more Surf Okos her final Glalie for the win. Maverick hasn't had much time to stretch his wings, so he takes point to battle Drake. His Guts boosted Facade is able to tear through Altaria, Kingdra, and both Flygon before the Ace Salamence is sent out. Krynoid takes over to contend with the dragon, using Toxic and Ancient Power to defeat it in the nick of time. One more battle, just one more win against Steven, and a perfect Gen 6 run will be ours. Hype Man leads in our last battle, using Thunderbolt to drop Skarmory to its last hit point. Nasty Plot is then baton passed over to Kappa, who finishes Skarmory with Surf. Ice Beam Okos Cradilly next, and Surf Okos Armaldo. I use Grass Knot to eventually KO Aggron, getting lucky to avoid Stone Edge in between. Now that Claydol is out, I use Rain Dance. It sets up Light Screen, but the added special defense isn't enough to save it from Surf. Finally, Mega Metagross is out. Light Screen actually does guarantee its survival, but Giga Impact isn't enough to take Kappa out, and we secure our flawless victory with Surf. 4 perfect legs in a row. I can't believe it. It was luck that caused Stone Edge to miss just now, but we also had to hope for the best in it just many times over. I mean, we were frozen in 3 of the 4 games we just played. Because of how deep into the challenge we are at this stage, so many of the teammates we used across Gen 6 were first timers for me, and they all showed me exactly what they were capable of. The Lotad, Talo, Slackoth, Lilliplinds, as well as Plusle and Seviper joined the ban list alongside all of our other greats. We'll be making another generational leap as we start our adventures in Alola next time.